Welcome back to my channel and to yet another video. Today I'll be sharing with you my week 3 checking, and I will start off by rating my transactions. Actually, I'd already started, but I didn't realize that my camera was not filming, so I'll just explain it. On the 17th to the 22nd, which I do for every week, is I check in for my transport, and I spent 600 shillings for my transport for this week. And then I'll do something new again today, and I'll be checking in general for my groceries. And so from the 17th to the 22nd, again I spent 600 shillings on food, and that is what I've indicated here. So we will continue from there. And now on the 18th, I spent 100 shillings from my emergency fund, and I'll just indicate personal. On the same day, I spent 500 shillings for our token, which was electricity bill. Not really a bill, but we buy units. So I spent 500 buying tokens and it was from our electricity envelope. Next is on the same day. On the same day, I had one more transaction. I spent 300 shillings again, and that was saving my savings envelope. And this was inevitable, so I don't really mind because I had it there. Then the last transaction of this week was on the 19th. Actually, the last transaction was on the 22nd, but I've already checked in for that. So on the 19th, I had an unbudgeted amount expense, and I spent 50 shillings, and it was I'll just write again. It was from my, I'll just write emergency, but it wasn't a really big one. Yeah, but it was from my extra envelope. And those were all the transactions I had for this week. So let's go ahead to our calendar, and for time's sake, I've already put down all the stickers, and I wrote down no spend on all the days that I've not been using money. So I'll go ahead and put in the figures that I've just indicated. So on the 17th, like you have seen, the yellow is my groceries and green is my fare. So I've just put washi tape to indicate that continues for the rest of those days for those two tabs. So for groceries, according to what you've just written here, is that we have spent 600 on fare and 600 on groceries. And I'll just go ahead and just write those two down. And then pink is my bills due, and I know on the 18th I had several transactions. So the first one was the pink one is bill due, and that is any bill that I have, and I had one which is my electricity for 500. So I'll just indicate 500. Now I have two new categories that I don't have stickers for: my emergency and my savings. So what I did is I just took some random stickers and I just placed them here, and I'll just use that for now because I've not decided what I'll be doing in case I do use money from those envelopes. So I'll just go ahead and indicate the amounts that I used for that, and I will also indicate what they were for. So I spent 100 on emergency, and then I also spent 300 on savings. then the last transaction that I have is my unbudgeted one. On the 19th, I spent 50 shillings, and that is all that I have to input in my calendar, and I can't believe we're 1 week away from finishing and being done with this month. And I'm very excited about that because I'm looking forward to my leave. I feel a little tired and I really need some time off, and that way I can even concentrate more on my stickers and maybe come up with most designs that I can put maybe on Etsy or something like that. Consider subscribing so that you can be notified in case I decide to do that. So we will move on to our week so that we can go ahead and actually check in according to each category that I do check in for, and confirm with my flashcards for any category, any envelope that I've attached this week. So we will start with fair, and according to our calendar, the green tab is for our fair, and I have spent 600 this week for my fair. Last week, what was left over from my fair was 1,300, so I have spent 600, and I had 1,300 left over from last week minus the 600, so I'm supposed to have 700 shillings, and that is what is indicated in my flashcard, and that is what should be in my envelope. So I'll just reach in and pull out the money. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I have 700 shillings in that envelope. Next is my groceries, and for groceries I have spent 600 for this week. Last week I had a balance of 1,200, so 1,200 minus what I've spent this week, which is 600. I'm supposed to have 600 in that envelope. That is what is indicated in my flashcard. And that is what I have in that envelope, 600. And now this final week, I'm really not going to be using a lot of money because it's like I'm winding down, and this is the week that I usually use most of the food stuff that is left over so that you don't have any wasting. And that is why you'll see a lot of the transactions. A lot of days I won't have some of the transactions I'm used to every single week. And then lastly is my unbudgeted account, and that is my dark pink sticker here, and I have spent 50 shillings in that envelope. So I have spent 50, and checking on what I had last week was 50 shillings, meaning I do not have anything in that envelope. That is what my flashcard says. And going to that envelope, I actually don't have anything inside there, so I'll just close that account. And so that is all things that I will be checking in per category, but I want to go back and confirm all the envelopes that I have touched this week. So next we will be checking in. Let me just confirm. Need to check these little tabs to confirm that I've checked in for all of that. I did not do that last week, so I'll just go ahead and do this now. So I will go to my emergency fund because that is the first one here that I actually don't have specified stickers for, but I hope you can see there's a glare. I'm sorry about that. So I will go ahead and check my emergency fund, and actually in my emergency fund I had 100 shillings, and that is what I've spent. So I have nothing in that envelope anymore until maybe I put in more when I do my cash envelope stuffing. And then lastly is my savings envelope, of which I've just pulled them all here in case I needed them. I don't have to go back and forth looking for them. So in my savings, according to my little flashcard, I had 300, and that is what I have spent. If you check here, that is what I have spent, 300 shillings, and it's supposed to be 0, and that is what is. There's nothing in that envelope, so I'll close that account as well. And then next is my little bills due, and that is from my rent, water and electricity envelope, of which I don't have any rent here, but I put my water, electricity and garbage money here. So I used up 500 shillings on the 18th, so I'm supposed to have 0. And checking that one out, that is what is supposed to be there, and indeed there's nothing in that envelope, so I'll just go ahead and close that account as well. Next will be my miscellaneous, or my extra envelope, and for my extra envelope I had 100 shillings. I had 50 shillings, and on the 19th I used that 50 shillings, so I'm not supposed to have anything in that envelope as well, so it's supposed to be 0. Close that account. Next, I think that's the last one. Yes, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about my debt before I close this video. And on the 18th I was able to add 1,350 shillings into that account, and that is because of the extra income that I have had so far. So the 1,350 was an extra debt payment, or debt amount that I was able to bring together, and I'm so excited about that because I'll be able to bring down that debt as well. There was some issues about late payment, and I incurred some fees, and so I really wanted to have some extra money so that I can cover that extra penalty that I was charged. And that is why on the 18th of this month I just decided to put away 1,350. You will see me explain more about this in my debt tracking for the month of March. If you're interested to see that, please consider subscribing and clicking on the little bell icon so that you will be notified when I put that video up. And so in my little debt envelope I have some money, and I'm very excited about that because I'll be able to cover the extra amount that I was charged, and I would not have to feel the blow of it. So guys, now we can do the final check-in for the month of February. Because this is going to be a short video, I decided that I'll connect week 3 and week 4 check-in. And so let's just go ahead and finish this up. So let's just finish the transactions that I've had for this month. On the last time we did the check-in was on the 19th, or was the 19th, for the 19th for my emergency, and now the next transaction was on the 24th, and this was for 100 shillings. The description is food, and it was from my groceries envelope. Next, on the 24th to the 29th, this is when I'm going to be checking in for my fare. 700. So just confirm. This is for my transport, my fare envelope. Then on the 26th to the 28th I spent 300 food, and that was for groceries. And that is the last transaction for the month of February. So I'll go right ahead to my calendar. On the 24th, I spent 100, and now that is actually for my fare, and I spent 700, and I did the washi until the end, which is on the 29th, just to show that this figure is for all these days. On the 24th, I spent 100. I think I'm doing it right. Just check. Yes, yellow is my groceries, green is my fare. And I did not put any washi because on the 25th I did not spend any money on groceries. So I came back and put another sticker on the 26th, of which on this day I spent 300 shillings. And this is for until the 28th. Actually, I put the washi until the end, but it's supposed to be until the 28th. I did not spend any money on the 29th on groceries, so I'll just take this washi off up until the 28th. And actually that is all the transactions I want to indicate in my calendar. So let's just finish this off so that this video will not be too long. So for my fare, according to my calendar, I have spent 700 shillings, and the balance from last month was 700, so I've spent 700, so I do not have anything in that envelope. That is what my flashcard is saying, and you don't have anything in that envelope as well. Next will be for my groceries, and my groceries have spent 100 plus this 300 here, so I have spent 400 shillings. Just check that. Spent 400 shillings. The last time I had 600 shillings left over, so minus 400, I should have 200 shillings in that envelope. And that is what is written in my flashcard, and that is what I have in that envelope. And if you want to know what I do with the leftover money every single month, stay tuned, because I will be posting my cash envelope soon. If you have noticed in my little calendar over here, I have written payday on this little tab over here, of which it was delayed, which I'll be getting on the 1st of March, on the 3rd of March, because that will be on the 2nd of March, because that will be on a Monday. So this got delayed, but I don't really mind. I wrote it because you get paid on the 1st of every month. So I'll just indicate that in my new calendar when I'm setting up for my March 2020 budget. So if you want to know what I do with that leftover money, you can just go ahead and subscribe, click the little bell icon, and you'll be notified when I post that video. And then the last thing I want to check in for is my unbudgeted account, of which the last time we had 0, and I did not spend anything on that. And that is the end of this video. That is all I had for you for this week 3 and week 4 check-in. I really hope you enjoyed watching my video. If you did, please consider subscribing and clicking the little bell icon so that you can be notified every single time I post a new video. Thank you so much for your company, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.